Hey guys, in this project we're going to be building another widget, and this is going to be a newsletter subscriber widget. So what I want to do is I'm going to replace the search with a form to subscribe to a newsletter, which will have a name field and an email field. Alright, so when they fill it out, I want to have a script, a PHP script in the back end, send an email to a specified recipient. Alright, and I'm using a local server here, so I don't have an SMTP server or anything like that. I have tested it on a live site, but we won't be able to actually send the email through my server. Alright, so what we'll do is I've already created a plugin folder called Newsletter Subscriber. Alright, so I have the base files. I created kind of a boilerplate for this because we keep creating the same files and folders over and over, so it's getting a little repetitive. So I'm going to start with these files. So we have the main plugin, we have the JS with main.js. Okay, these are all blank. CSS has a style CSS. Images is empty. Includes, we're going to have the plugin class or the widget class, and also the scripts. And the scripts is the only one that actually has content in it, because it's going to be pretty much the same, or at least start out as the same in all cases. Alright, so we want our prefix. Our prefix for this will be NS, because it's newsletter subscriber. We need that there, and here. Whoops, no, we don't need that. We need the plugin name, which is newsletter subscriber. Actually, that should be a dash. Alright, and then we need our prefix here, and this file should be all set. Alright, so let's save that, close it up, and now let's open up the main plugin file. I actually should have added the comment block as a boilerplate as well, but for now let's just grab it from another one. Just get that right there. Alright, so let's change the plugin name. We'll say form to subscribe to a newsletter. Alright, now we want to add, or actually load, scripts. So we're going to just require the scripts file. So we'll say require once, and we're going to pass in the plugin directory path, and pass in a file, and then from there we're going to go to the includes folder, and then to the plugin slash no, wait a minute. Yeah, newsletter subscriber scripts.php. Alright, and we're also going to need the class. So we'll just change that to class. Alright, and that should do it. Actually, you know what? Let's register the widget while we're here. So we'll create a function. We'll say register newsletter subscriber, and then we're going to call register widget. Okay, then we want to pass in the class name, which will be newsletter underscore subscriber underscore widget. Okay, last thing we need to do here is add action. Okay, for that we're going to say widgets init Okay, we want this to run when the widgets are initialized, and this will be register newsletter subscriber. Alright, so that should do it for the main PHP file. So we can now close that, and we should see it in the back end inside the plugins area, which we have right here. So let's go ahead and activate it. Okay, so we're getting class not found, which is normal because we haven't created it yet. So let's go into includes, and we want to open up our class file. Okay, and for this we can grab this from the WordPress documentation, the widgets API. Okay, we'll grab that. And let's change this. Oops, newsletter subscriber widget. Alright, we can also grab the construct. It's just this this parent construct title thing. Okay, and then we'll just change this. Okay, and then for the domain we'll just say ns_domain, and let's see, we'll put that here, and then we need a description. Let's say a simple email subscriber, and that's it for the construct. Now what I want to do is get the backend form. Alright, so actually let's save that. Okay, so I want to go to appearance and then widgets, and you can see we have it right here, newsletter subscriber. So what I'm going to do is take the search away and put the newsletter subscriber there. Alright, so now I want to have a form here, and the fields that I want is a recipient, because we need to specify what email address we want the form to go to. We're also going to use a title, so we can add a title in the front end, and also a subject that we can have on the email. Alright, so not too difficult. If you did the social links widget, this is nothing. Okay, I think we had like eight or nine fields on that widget. So in the form right here, let's start with a title, and we're going to say if it's not empty, instance title. Okay, then it's going to be instance title. Okay, if not, then we'll give it a default title. We're going to use this this double underscore function, which is just a localization function, and then here we can have the default, so we'll just say newsletter subscriber. Alright, so that's the title. Now for the recipient, let's create that, and I'm going to set that to instance recipient. Notice I'm not going to include a default value for this. I just want it to be blank. Same thing with the subject. So subject instance. Actually, you know what? Let's do a default value for the subject. We'll just say new subscriber or something like that. So let's just paste that. All right, and then we'll just place that. Okay, and then with the text, we'll just say you have a new subscriber. Alright. So we get the default values. Now let's go ahead and let's end the PHP and restart it here so that we can just use regular HTML. Alright, and then we're going to do each field. So let's do a label, and we're going to give it the for attribute. This will be PHP echo, and then we want to do this get field ID. Oops. And this is going to be for the title. Alright, and we can close that up. And then in here, we'll say PHP, and then we're going to use the underscore E for localization, and this will be title. Okay, so that's the label, and then under that we'll do the input. This is going to be a text input, and then the ID is going to be the same as this for attribute. Okay, so we want to grab that. And then for the name, I'm going to paste that same thing in, except we're going to change this to get field name. Alright. And finally the value. I'm going to just paste that in, and we're going to change this to, let's do escape adder. And we want this to be the title attribute. I'm sorry, the title variable, like that. Alright, so that's the input. So let's save this and reload. Okay, we get an error, unexpected ending PHP tag on line 38. Okay, so that ends there. Why is that unexpected? Oh, that should be down here. Whoops. Like that. I don't know if that'll fix it though. Yeah, okay. Alright, so we get our newsletter subscriber. We have the title, which is newsletter subscriber. Alright, so that's good. Now we're going to need the recipient and the subject input. So we can just copy this, paste that twice, and then we'll just change these. This will be recipient. Okay, this one. Recipient. And this one here is going to be the recipient variable. Alright, and this last one is going to be for the subject. And we're going to use the subject variable. Okay, so that should be our form. Let's go ahead and save it, check it out. Alright, recipient is blank, which is what we want. You know what I want to do though is put the label on a separate line, because I don't like how that's formatted. So let's just go to the end of the label here and just put a line break. There we go. Okay, in the subject you have a new subscriber. So that's all set. So in the next video, what we're going to do is make it so that we can update those using the update field, and we're also going to want to do the front end form. Alright, so the form will show up on the front end, and then after that, probably in the next video, we're going to take care of the whole mailer script and actually sending an email using PHP. Alright, so we'll get to that next.